On a dusty plain in Ohio, the fate of the world was being decided by a select group of worm warriors as the United States Lawnmower Racing Association staged the ultimate battle for sod supremacy. Well, okay, maybe it's just some friendly competition for a turf trophy?
Welcome, everybody, to the Delaware County Fairgrounds. That's Delaware as in the state of Mow-hio for the U.S. Lawnmower Racing Association STA-BIL Keeps Gas Fresh World Championship Finals. This has always been one of the most entertaining of all motorsports events, and we're here again this year with the man behind the USLMRA, the one, the only, Mr. Mow-it-all, Bruce Kaufman. Bruce, you couldn't ask for a bigger track, you couldn't ask for better weather, and I don't think there are any more lawnmower racers literally from around the country that are here at this event. Biggest one in history for you?
Oh, it's the biggest one, Bret. It's our 15th anniversary STA-BIL Nationals weekend here in Delaware, Mow-hio. We got racers from coast to coast. The points battles are so close. Everything's on the line here today. And remember, in sod we trust. All others kick grass.
The A prepared category has long been the mainstay, the flagship of this association, I should point out, but there is at least one new category this year.
That's right. This year we're looking at the CP class. C prepared is an up-and-coming class. We decided to open it up to some new modifications this year, and it is going to be a screamer. The more the merrier.
Absolutely, and if this guy doesn't mow it all, trust me when I tell you, when we get under competition, you yourself will learn a whole lot more about one of the most entertaining forms of sports out there.
All right, Bret Kepner, Ted Jones here, Mike Side with you, joined by Bruce Kaufman, Mr. Mow-it-all that you just met there. We're ready with the A prepared or AP class. You can see they use a Le Mans start. The gun goes off, they run to the moor, and taking the lead right away, Pat Sullivan, followed by Dale Becker.
Pat Sullivan, the Rocket Man out of Florida. Dale Becker, a past Triple Crown winner in the AP class. 36 to Lawn Blonde Janet Witt, and 325 Pete Sullivan, Pat's son out of North Carolina.
Passing Janet Witt. Now we'll take a look as Pat Sullivan and Dale Becker begin to battle it out for first place. It's going to be a good one. By the way, they run 20 laps. 19 more is competing in this category.
You're looking at speeds about 32 miles an hour, lap times around 16.708, 17.175, down to a thousandth of a second. Sullivan and Becker going at it.
Battling for first place, and watch Pat Sullivan now as he begins to lap the field. He's that much quicker than the rest of them. You can see he and Dale Becker really doing battle right there. Sullivan really knows how to drive this course and that highly modified lawnmower.
He sure does. Sullivan, just such an aggressive driver. He races in 2 classes this year, and a fine gentleman out of Florida racing with his son Pete. And there you see Dale Becker hot on his trail. 2 age groups, the more the merrier. Everybody's welcome in lawnmower racing, Ted.
You know, you wonder if they actually can draft, because look at Becker right there trying to dive down inside. Doesn't have enough. He's trying to make a move on Sullivan. Almost had him past it. We've got a caution flag out right now as Joe Pearce had a spin out in turn number 3. Earlier today, Bret Kepner caught up with the leader, Pat Sullivan.
Originally, the flagship category in the U.S. Lawnmower Racing Association was the A prepared division, and one look at these little rides tells you one thing: they're little. And I probably should point out the lightest class of any of them out here, right?
Yeah, it's the lightest class, smallest engine, 8.5 horse and under. However, they do scoot pretty well.
Sure, you take away the weight and it's instant horsepower in the general scheme of things. How big of an engine are we talking here?
Well, this is an 8-horse Tecumseh, and I don't know what it's putting out now, but it runs right up front.
From the short wheelbase perspective, these tractors always seemed a little bit wider in tread width than some of the other classes. Are you allowed to spread the distance in the axles?
No, it's just an optical illusion. Really? These are the same width as the others. It's just that this one has only got a 36-inch wheelbase, so it's 38 inches wide, 36 inches long.
It's a square ride of death is what it is.
That's right, and the short wheelbase does make them a little bit hard to handle.
Well, we go back to action now. We will restart this race in A prepared with lap number 6, and you'll see Pat Sullivan and Dale Becker still going at it. Sullivan down inside, Becker trying to get around him.
Becker so fast, had the quickest lap time so far, 15.874 seconds. Becker, number 30 out of Michigan.
Every time Becker tries to make a move on Sullivan, Sullivan seems to have him covered. Now Becker has the inside on it. Can he do it? Yes, Dale Becker takes away the lead from Pat Sullivan with a great move down to the inside.
Oh, he heard footsteps, Ted. Sullivan knew Becker was right there, bobbled just a bit, and Becker, the former Triple Crown winner, takes the lead.
And Becker's starting to put a little distance between himself and Pat Sullivan. I know Sullivan will be able to get the lead back because he's beginning to pull away.
That's right. He's turning lap speeds right now under 16 seconds, 15.874 for Becker. He's getting the lead, and we're back under yellow.
Well, that's because George Feldman went into the straw. So with that, we'll take a break. Back with more. Stay tuned. This coverage from Delaware, Ohio, brought to you by STA-BIL Fuel Stabilizer. Keep stored fuel fresh. And by ARP, manufacturers of professional quality fasteners. And by O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people. Still in the A prepared class now. We'll pick up with the restart on lap number 12. Dale Becker is in the lead. Pat Sullivan now will be right with him on the outside.
Oh, that Mace Mullins built machine of Dale Becker, man, it's all he needed. Made a move around Sullivan, and he's gone.
Indeed he is, because moving now into second place is Pete Sullivan.
That's Pat's little son, Petey from North Carolina, but look at Becker flying, man. 15.874, still the best time in the AP class.
You know,
Ted.
it's absolutely amazing. Once Becker got past Sullivan, he is opening up a huge lead. Meanwhile, we look at the battle for second place here between Pete and Pat Sullivan.
Father and son, but boy, oh boy, that Becker is so strong. Pete's gotta be just hitting his marks. Anything can happen, Ted. Just anything can still happen.
But Becker now beginning to lap the field. Look at that as he begins to pass some of the people at the back of the pack right there. Excellent job of driving.
Becker's so strong, hitting his marks, working his way through, end of the race in sight. Oh!
Problem is for Becker right now as he is stalling out. Becker having severe engine problems there of some nature or another.
Oh, Dale.
Any idea?
Yeah, I think the timing slipped. We had a hunch it was starting to slip, but we didn't have time to do nothing. I was trying to run it real easy out there.
So now the battle as we restart on lap 17 will be between Pat Sullivan and Pete Sullivan. Troy Myers and Ken Jones will bring up third and fourth place.
Father and son taking us home. Let's see what unfolds. We got Myers and Jones in the hunt. Janet with the lawn blondes also there as the checkers are in sight.
Indeed they are, lap number 18, and we will see that the two Sullivans begin to lap the field. Remember, it's only a 20-lap main event.
We've also got the family thing going. Troy Myers and his brother Trevor out there with Ken Jones right in the middle. Woohoo!
There are the two Sullivans. Pat Sullivan clearly in the lead, Pete Sullivan right behind him. There's the white flag for the final lap.
The Rocket Man could go Triple Crown here, taking the mantle from Becker, the former Triple Crown winner. It's all Pat Sullivan, the Rocket Man.
And Pat Sullivan will move now through the last turn, head down toward the start-finish line, and gets the checkered flag. Here's the way they finished, all the way down through number 19.
The classic example of anything can happen in racing.
Oh yeah. I already thanked him for pulling over and letting me win.
Yeah, like I'll bet he pulled over to let you win. We'll move now to the C prepared class. 14 mowers participating, 20 laps on this one. You can see the Le Mans star right there. Let's see who gets the lead right away as they fire up those mowers. Looks like it's going to be Don Gienger and Craig Pond.
G-Team Racing, Don Gienger, Seth, Pearce, and Gienger tied for first coming into this U.S. Points Finals. It's everything right here, Ted, all pedal to the metal.
Don Gienger, Craig Pond, Roger Zimmerman, David Polson is charging hard, trying to move into second place.
First year of the CP class, Ted, it's very competitive. Gienger, Gustad's in the hunt, Pearce, Polzine. It's going to be a screamer, a worm burner.
Now with Gienger clearly having the lead, we'll concentrate on second between David Polson and Seth Pearce, who are now battling for second place, trying to catch Don Gienger, who's way out there.
Gienger out of North Dakota, Polzine out of Wisconsin, and Pearce out of Florida. A nationwide thing, STA-BIL series, everything on the line here in Delaware, Mow-hio. There's Polzine looking real clean. Gustad, Pearce early in the race.
Polson, Pearce, Gustad, and Zimmerman. That's the order they're running in right now.
Zimmerman, the rookie, a man to watch.
We've got a yellow flag out right here as there was a spin on turn number 4. So we'll take that opportunity to catch up with Bret Kepner, who talked to Gienger earlier today.
The newest class, C Prepared, in the U.S. Lawnmower Racing Association lineup is indeed a tough one, as evidenced by the fact that the World Championship points battle comes down to the last race in a dead tie. But first, let's talk about what's different with this new class. How does this configuration vary from what the U.S. Lawnmower Racing Association already had?
What they're running in a lot of the other classes is stuff they've done for years, the 12 horses and the V-twins, but there's several different motors that are out there that never had a class. This is the class for them.
Really? Are we talking Briggs, Tecumseh, a few others?
Yep, all of them combined can get into this class. They're running basically 2 different motor configurations. One's a single cylinder overhead valve, or the old opposed Briggs and Stratton motors. The CPs, being they're underpowered and stuff like that compared to the BPs, we're running 1/10 of a second shorter than they are, but faster than the SPs, but we're still very fast.
Well, indeed they are, and there you see Gienger on lap number 13 in the lead with that Earnhardt look-alike lawnmower right there, a tribute to the late, great Dale Earnhardt. And out of the race, Seth Pearce.
Seth.
He was in 3rd when he went out. Turns it over to see what's going on underneath and what happened.
He's upset.
What was it?
My chain?
Just the chain.
Not a happy camper. We'll take a break. More of the C Prepared when we return to Delaware, Ohio. Welcome back to Delaware, Ohio, as we continue our coverage of the Stable Keeps Gas Fresh U.S. Lawnmower Racing Association Finals. We're at the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Delaware, Ohio, right in the middle of the C Prepared class. Well, actually about 3/4 of the way through. The restart on lap 14, you saw right there Don Gienger, who is our current leader.
Gienger from North Dakota, Gustad from South Dakota, Polzine, Wisconsin, a nationwide thing unfolding with the lap time so close. Gustad now turning in very strong lap times, 15.695.
He moves into 2nd place. David Polzin will move into 3rd place, although Gienger still clearly has a very comfortable lead.
You know, Gienger built Gustad's motor. It's going to be interesting to see if Gienger can hit his marks, hold on as the race winds down. Gienger and Gustad, North and South Dakota.
Well, you saw the battle for 4th right there just a moment ago. We try and show you some of the different racing action here on the sports car course that they race on with the lawnmower racing.
That's right, under direction of Manny Torres, our National Chief Steward, Jim Witt, Tech Inspector Kerry Evans, timing and scoring, and Al Myers and Tim Wood out of Delaware set up a great course. We love it.
Getting late in the race now. Remember, only 20 laps. Don Gienger not really pushing too hard right now because he doesn't want to spin out or do something stupid.
You're exactly right, Ted. Gienger, a yellow.
Well, like that right there. So the yellow flag will come out on lap 18. Remember, only 20 laps. There's a good shot of Don Gienger. Lap 19 restart. The white flag will come out. Let's see if he can maintain the lead. Boy, he's got some close competition. Look down inside.
Gustad! Oh, Brian with a move, Ted.
What a move as he went around Gienger. Now the question is, with only 1 lap remaining, can Gienger get the lead back from Gustad?
Oh, white flag out for Gustad out of South Dakota. Gienger from North Dakota. Let's see it, Ted. Woohoo!
What a great inside move by Gustad. It's going to pay off. Gienger is not going to have an opportunity. It looks to me like Gustad has a solid lead there. Actually opens up some space,
Brian.
takes the checkered flag. What a last-minute move by Brian Gustad.
And the Dakotas win it. Actually, the points battle wasn't as much of a concern for you, but obviously you had to be worried about him trying to stay away from everybody.
Yeah, Don's a good racer, and I got to thank him. You know, I'm running his engine. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be running with him.
Well, obviously you ran a little bit better than him. What do you have to say about that, points champ?
Oh, that was fun. What do you mean? Me and Brian run before. This guy's a rookie. He's never made very many U.S. races and stuff like that. This shows you the talent that's out there. He did his homework on Haymo. He got one of Donnie G's motors, G-Team Racing, and he's hard to beat. We did it in Minnesota. He was hard to chase down. He got me, and I started getting some late race bobbles. He capitalized on them. Good for him.
As long as it's your motor, I'm sure you are a proud papa.
I'm winning all day long.
Moving on to the B Prepared or BP class right now. There'll be 21 mowers competing, 20 laps once again in this final. There's the gun in the Lamar start. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
Jayson Mikula.
Oh, Ted.
Look how close the pack is. Chuck Miller, James Mikula, and Tom Ast.
The points battle's neck and neck, tied. Mikula, former Triple Crown winner, defending champion in this race. He knows what to do. Chuck Miller, 15-year veteran, and Jayson's dad, Jim, 1, 2, and 3 now, Ted.
Boy, look at them. They're still bunched up right there, almost spinning each other out, trying to fight over second place, Miller and James Mikula. Now, earlier today, we talked to Jayson Mikula about where he'd like his dad to be.
It worked out better if he was one place in front of me and I was ahead of Tom Ash, so we'll see what we can work out.
Really? Why would you want Dad ahead of you?
Well, I'd like to see him second in points overall. Right now he's about 150 behind Tom and I, so it'd work out better for our sponsors and things like that if we could get 1, 2 in points, but we'll take what we can get.
Well, there you have the strategy as they continue to do battle out there. 1, 2, and 3, very close to each other.
He was talking about Tom Ash, number 6 out of Florida, the president of the Florida Lawn Racing Association. I don't see Tommy right there now, as Mikula, very comfortable, hitting his marks, nice and calm.
You can see them lean into those turns right now. Very competitive, this Be Prepared class is as they run on this sports car course.
They're looking at lap times right now, Ted. 15.472 is the quickest lap time. Chuck Miller turning that time. And his times are just going down, down, down as he get faster in the groove.
Oh, that'll bring out the red flag. We'll stop all the action because we have a rider off the mower. I love this sport. They just turn the mower back over.
Nobody gets hurt, Ted.
Every sport has its real thumpers, right? Well, the Be Prepared category in the U.S. Lawnmower Association's competition roster is indeed the ones that will shake the ground. Nobody knows that better than Kerry Evans. Kerry, how big are we talking?
Well, we're talking 20 horsepower stock, pumping about 45 or 50 horsepower modified.
And I believe these engines are darn near, what, 50, 60 cubic inches?
Somewhere in that neighborhood after to do all the modifications.
Yet it's on a stock platform, correct?
It's on a stock frame, modified transmission, has the speeds down the straightaway of 45 to 50 miles an hour.
These tractors have basically stock wheel configurations, which means the front wheels are a lot smaller than the rear wheels, which means steering and actually the harmonics of the thing have got to be a real challenge for everybody.
Well, the balance is a big issue. It still takes a little bit of body motion to keep the thing on the track.
And here's the last question that any driver wants to be reminded of when he gets upside down. How much does this thing weigh?
I'd probably go in the neighborhood of 400 pounds.
This edition of O'Reilly Auto Parts Motor Mania is brought to you by STA-BIL Fuel Stabilizer. Keep stored fuel fresh. And by Moroso Performance Products. Race-proven Moroso. And by O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people. Now we'll go back to the action in the Be Prepared category. We will restart lap number 5 right now. Jayson Mikula with the lead.
Mikula still very confident. He knows Chuck Miller's there. These guys have been racing for years and years. Mikula knows Miller's right behind him, and we're still early in the race, Ted.
We are indeed, and Chuck Miller right there on his tail. Jayson Mikula, Chuck Miller, followed by James Mikula and Tom Ash, the top 4. Now Tracy Donahue will be charging into 4th place.
Donahue also a factor in this race, Ted. Number 95, the no-leak machine out of Michigan. He's been with these guys forever. Asked in the hunt. It's still early in the race, Ted.
Watch these guys take these corners, actually getting up on 3 wheels, leaning into that turn right now. Now, you know, this whole series is sponsored by STA-BIL Fuel Stabilizer, and Bret Kepner went over to catch up with their official representative, who is a lawnmower racer on his own, Bobby Cleveland, the Gold Eagle Answer Man.
You know, at every U.S. Lawnmower Racing Association event, you'll see the big blue truck. And the big blue truck comes equipped with this guy. The man who drove on the Bonneville Salt Flats. I believe he went to one of the September events for the U.S. Salt Flat Racers Association events and set the land speed record for lawnmowers.
Yes, I did. Actually, I was the first one to actually set the record. 80.792 is what we did.
How big of a motor?
20 horse Briggs & Stratton. I used the United States Lawnmower Racing Association rules as a guideline because anybody can throw a motorcycle engine on a lawnmower and go 150 miles an hour. So if somebody goes out and challenges me and they got to follow our rules to beat my record. They can set their own record if they wanted to, but we're going to follow our rules.
Well, I know you've got the tractor on display there, but there's a whole lot more going on with the big blue truck.
Oh, yes, definitely. I go around the country as the engine answer man. for Gold Eagle, which is the maker of STA-BIL fuel stabilizer.
Oh, okay.
So STA-BIL is a sponsor of the racing series, so this is part of my tour. I do 40 weeks a year as the engine answer man.
If you ever need to know anything about answers,
Now, what we have is a contest that you can go enter with the engine answer man, and what you can win is this right here. This is a shirt. It says, "I got my answers from the engine answer man."
All right, Bobby Cleveland. Well, now we're in yellow on lap number 14. Take a look what's going on right here.
That's Tim Ragsdale, a past Rookie of the Year, tangling up with his fellow Tennessean Mike McKeon.
Well, they got him untangled. We'll have a restart on lap 17. Jayson Mikula will take the lead. Chuck Miller chasing right behind him. Matter of fact, a whole pack of them. James Mikula in there too. Tracy Donahue and Tom Ast.
Well, it's getting close to the end of the race, Ted. Mikula, if he can hang on, he will defend his Triple Crown title, but not if the Boogie Woogie Man, Chuck Miller, a 15-year veteran, has anything to say.
Remember what happened in the seat prepared class on the last lap or next to last lap? There was a great move down inside. Keep an eye on Chuck Miller to make such a move.
Oh, and Miller, 15.472, fastest time, Ted.
Let's see if he tries to dive down inside and make a move on Jayson Mikula. Oh, there he almost spun out.
Oh, man, that Kawasaki engine is humping. Mikula got the checkers in sight.
Meanwhile, Miller pushing hard, staying right behind Mikula. Let's see if he can make a move. Swings way wide. Does not have enough. The checkers go to Jayson Mikula. What a finish.
Yeah.
I want to know if you thought the 104 octane tractor was going to be that tight on you for that many laps.
I kind of figured he was going to be right there. Chuck's always a strong guy to race with. My big worry is looking for that blue one, that 06 of Tom Ast there. But you know, once I got out front, it was basically just try and hit my marks and not take myself out of the race.
And you didn't. I mean, an absolutely flawless job of consistency for every lap. That's what won this title for you, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now be sure and join us next week. More lawnmowers from Mow-hio and lots of topsy-turvy action. That's coming up next week on O'Reilly Auto Parts Motor Mania. For more information on products mentioned on today's program, check out these websites. To obtain a copy of this program, log on to masterstv.com. So long, everyone, from Delaware, Ohio.